trading mistakes that everybody makes. I think this is the perfect time to be talking about that right now because I think we have the official start of the altcoin season based on the indicator I've been talking about for the last couple of months. But it has always been the key indicator that I've been paying attention to. What I'm talking about is Bitcoin has finally broken out of that all-time high since yesterday, and this is a clean break in my opinion because we actually got that solid candle, daily candle close above that 112K level. We're going to be taking a look into some altcoin setups as well, which would include PNUT the Squirrel, VeChain, and PEPE. See what has happened in these coins since the last time I've talked about them. Any new setups, price targets, I think you guys should be paying attention to. So we got quite a bit to cover today, and we're going to dive into some news first before the charts, okay? So some major news here. This is by Dow Jones Newswires. Bitcoin surges to record high above 118K. Where the crypto goes next? Barons.com. Well, that 118K level is very close to that price target I've been talking about. Out of that falling wedge pattern on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. Now that is a shorter target. But what is the significance of this move is that the more significance of this move is that it actually broke out of a cup and handle pattern. It has been building up since basically January of this year, okay, for quite some time. And the price target on that is 145K. Is there more room for Bitcoin to run? I think so, because when Bitcoin gets, when the bull cycle starts, like back in December 2020, I do think that there is going to be FOMO that is going to be involved. So I think Bitcoin has a high chance, very high chance, of smashing that 145K level. I will also let you guys know why and the key indicators that I'll be paying attention to for this bull cycle. Let's go over here to the next one. This is by MarketWatch. Bitcoin's ascent reaches a new record as shorts fold, inflows mount. So that sounds very bullish for Bitcoin as shorts are folding. I would not short this market right now. I would let you guys know when my opinions change because as a trader, I trade both sides of the markets and I have to be fair about when the opinions change. And right now, I just don't think it's a good time to short right now. And I don't think it's going to be a good time to short for maybe the next couple of months. Of course, it also depends on what time frame you're shorting, but there's just going to be so many long opportunities in this market that is a lot lower risk. I just don't know why I would be shorting. It's a higher risk and lower reward in this case. All right, this is by Crypto Briefing. Grayscale challenges SEC to state on approval of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, ADA large cap fund. That definitely sounds bullish for crypto, especially for these couple of bigger altcoins here next to Bitcoin. Next piece here is going to be by Cointelegraph. Peter Schiff says sell Bitcoin for silver as Bitcoin smashes new highs. I disagree with that. I think there's going to be, I think this bull cycle is going to last for maybe at least a good couple of months. I would say into 2026. Of course, it's not going to be up only. There's going to be pullbacks. There's going to be dumps. You guys can actually just check back in 2020, 2021. That was the bull cycle that I think it's going to be comparable to this one. And look at the ups and downs on the monthly time frame. I'm going to be using that as a reference. I do expect a dump, after maybe a couple of months before getting another surge. But yeah, I'm not gonna sell. I'm not gonna be trading silver during this bull cycle right now because after trading crypto, trading anything else is it's pretty boring. Just to be honest, that's just my opinion. Of course, all of these of what I'm saying here is just my opinions and speculations, and none of which in this video is financial advice. You guys should do your own due diligence. Next piece is by ZY Crypto. Jack Ma's Ant Group plans to integrate USDC into $1 trillion payments network with over 1.6 billion customers. That definitely sounds bullish for crypto because more and more people, especially over 1.6 billion customers, uh, have the exposure to USDC and come into the crypto ecosystem. All right. That's basically the news here. Now let's dive into the charts. Some things I want to be mentioning is some mistakes that I think newbies are going to be making. And if you guys are a newbie watching this video, I think you guys should definitely listen because I think it's human nature to chase pumping green candles and to not take profits because you think that this thing is going to go to the moon. Uh, well, I mean, just having been through trading for the over past 5 plus years, um, things definitely come back down. Okay, so taking profits is going to be very important. Not taking profits is going to be a huge mistake. If you guys don't believe me, just look at any altcoins on the monthly time frame. Tell me if they actually have data back in 2021, what has happened since the end of 2021. Take a lesson from that. Um, of, and that's the two very basic mistakes people are going to be making. Okay, especially if you're a newbie. And let's go ahead and dive into this Bitcoin chart here and see what has happened since yesterday. A lot has happened since yesterday. Okay, we had a solid daily candle close above that 110K level, which was the resistance for that cup and handle pattern. However, we also had a solid candle close above the previous all-time high there, that little fake out there, which was at about 112K. Now, also, Bitcoin has actually came up here and basically met this price target for this falling wedge pattern I've been talking about, okay? Falling wedge patterns are I would say, the most common pattern that will appear. If you guys train your eyes to see it, it's very important because it tells you after a extensive downtrend, uh, chances of the price action reversing is very likely. Okay, it's more likely. Okay, than breaking down. Now, that has basically met its price target. So what I'm really looking at here now is going to be the bigger pattern Bitcoin has actually broken out of. This is the weekly time frame. Okay, the weekly time frame here. And the price target for this one basically measure the distance from the resistance down to all the way down to the pattern here. You're going to get 145K about there. Price target. Now, price targets are estimates only. There could be more, there could be less. It depends on the markets, what type of market you're in. And right now, I think we're going to be in a very bullish market. And I do think that these price targets are going to get smashed and broken through. So that's basically what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. And why is Bitcoin important? Because it is the driver of this crypto markets. If you guys don't believe me, just look at the Bitcoin dominance and how Bitcoin is basically ahead of all of its moving averages right now, comparing to the overall altcoin markets. Okay. Now, so this is why I pay attention to Bitcoin first before trading any altcoins, right? Now, let's go ahead and look into some altcoins here. I also want to say that, going forward, into this bull cycle, it is also very important to be paying attention to the stock market, which is the stock market symbol I'm paying attention to is ES1 exclamation mark, which is S&P 500 futures. Okay, it has high correlation with Bitcoin and something else to be paying attention to as well. Let's go ahead and take a look into PNUT, the Squirrel, first. What has happened in this market since the last time I've talked about it? Okay, last time I've talked about PNUT, it was actually retesting the weekly 21 SMA, right? Which is the blue line here. Okay, it looks like that is holding as support right now. Okay, and it has also broken out of this falling wedge pattern I mentioned. Okay, which is probably more noticeable on a smaller time frame, the daily time frame here, and the price targets adjusted for this actual breakout point is going to give PNUT a price target of about 42 cents. Okay. Now, could PNUT continue going after it reaches this price target? Yes, it could. I mean, there's going to be a few scenarios that could happen, right? Also depends a lot on what the market, what kind of market we're in. And we're in a very bullish market right now, but still have to take into consideration of the scenarios that could happen. Because trading is, you know, it's in terms of probabilities. Nothing is 100%, right? So if PNUT actually reaches this price target, then what I would do is if it consolidates, I would chart the consolidation pattern and see if I can get any more hints on if what the probabilities are of the price action going up, or will it be pulling back. It is also possible, I've seen scenarios where it reaches the price target and then it continues dumping, right? Even invalidating the breakout. I think in this scenario is less likely because we're in a bull market right now and Bitcoin is looking very bullish, and I do expect quite a bit of the altcoins to be very bullish as well. Right now, PNUT is trying to get on top of the daily 200 SMA as resistance, currently at about 27.5 cents. So let's see what it does, when it gets to that price target there, if and when it gets to that price target there. All right, let's go ahead and go to PEPE and see what's going on in this market. All right, talked about PEPE a couple of days ago. I think on this weekly time frame here, PEPE has broken out of this falling wedge pattern. Price target is going to be about 0.00022. Now, since it actually broke out of this pattern here, it has formed another falling wedge pattern. Okay, that's probably more validated on the 3-day time frame. Price target out of this one, it broke out. Price target is going to be about 0.000015. Okay, that's that's the target for the smaller one, something to be paying attention to. Let's see if PEPE, if and when it reaches this price target, will it continue going towards its bigger price target? If you guys want to continue seeing more of PEPE or PNUT, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe. I will bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see it. Let's go to VeChain and see what's going on in this market. Has it plummeted since the last time we've talked about it? If you guys watched my last video, you guys know my response on my answer to if VeChain was gonna plummet. I said no because of the indicators I've seen on the charts, and what we're seeing here is a surge for VeChain. And of course, a lot of this is going to depend on Bitcoin, right? And right now, we're seeing VeChain. VeChain had this falling wedge pattern. Okay, like I said, very common pattern. Okay, this is the weekly time frame. Price target out of this pattern is going to be about 6.25 cents. VeChain is doing a U-turn right now since it has hit a bottom of about 1.9 cents, which was also a double bottom here, a very clear double bottom here, which is usually a bullish reversal pattern. Neckline for this pattern here is going to be about 3.4 cents. Quite a bit of bullish patterns here that VeChain is actually breaking through. I am looking at this double bottom pattern here because the neckline of this double bottom pattern here is 3.4 cents, right? That was the previous resistance VeChain got rejected at. If VeChain is actually able to break out of this double bottom, the price target is going to be about 5 cents, okay? If it reaches that 5 cents level, let's see what it does, and will it continue? See if it will continue to about that 6.25 cents price target. I very much think so because we're in a bull market right now, but that is just my opinions, okay? So this is basically what I'm looking at for a lot of these altcoins. Bitcoin, okay? I just want to take you guys to Bitcoin real quick, okay? Because this is definitely something to be paying attention to as this bull cycle goes on. I'm just gonna be keeping it real, okay? Because, like I said, nothing goes up forever, and when this thing dumps, it's gonna be brutal. So this is just a reminder for myself, and if you guys think this makes sense, um, of course, you have to be taking profits along the way, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna be taking a round trip, right, from the bottom to the top and down back to the bottom again. I've heard quite a few of those stories. I hope that's not going to be you at the end of this bull cycle. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.